G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we are going to take a look at how the physical LR Goku performs at a rainbow level in the Super Class Extreme Super Battle Road stage. So the cool thing about Goku is obviously his big performance gain in terms of attack against extreme class enemies. So we're going to be able to see that in full effect in this ESBR stage. Of course, certain other ESBRs don't always have full extreme enemies or extreme enemy types for you to play against, but at the same time I think Goku is still very usable in a lot of them. I have tried him out in the Pure Saiyans ESBR, I've tried him out in the full power stages, and he's pretty usable in a lot of situations. He's not just limited to this stage, but this is definitely the stage he performs the best in. His attack gain against extreme class enemies is really good. His support type obviously helps out his whole team. So for the most part, it is just a pretty good situation for him. Now, of course, you know, when we talk about Goku and we talk about the things he brings to the table, one of the significant components that he brings to the table is his passive. So he has 59% attack and defense with an additional attack and defense of 59%. When he fires a super attack, he will also have the ability to greatly raise his attack and defense on his 18 ki, which is obviously quite important because it helps to increase the amount of defense that Goku has quite significantly. So getting his 18 ki is a lot better than getting his 12 ki because it's going to enable him to have a much higher level of defense. Of course, a nice benefit against extreme enemies is that he gains additional ki and attack. Now the key to this Super Battle Road or this Extreme Super Battle Road stage is that obviously you try and make sure that you have the sufficient ki with Goku. Now we are using him on a Goku's family led team, and you can see he's doing some really solid damage to the N-type units. He obviously insta-deleted that one, which is really good. He does have a support on this rotation. The one really nice thing about Goku is that you can kind of link him up with the ESBR Easy 8 LR Gohan. Now LR Gohan has obviously the benefit of having 59% damage reduction or 58% damage reduction when he is linked up in the same rotation as a Goku. And since these two share 3 links between them, they actually make a pretty decent combination as long as you have some kind of support or extra ki assistance on the other side of Goku. See, it's not so important for the Gohan to actually get any kind of ki or anything unless you're going for his stun, as he's pretty useful just as he is with that damage reduction. He's pretty powerful, you know, in terms of his strength and everything, especially defensively. And since Goku really thrives in that second slot where he can gain that additional defense upon supering, you know, it's actually really good overall to have that Gohan in the first slot, because it just makes a really good tank that kind of controls the flow of battle and allows Goku to really benefit from being in that second situation. So they make a really good pair, and both of them being the same typing really helps out because they can be on a lot of teams. You know, like Goku and him are both on Super Physical, they're both on Goku's family, so that's a really good combination for them. They got a lot of options in terms of team building and in terms of stages that they can function on, which is obviously really good for that Goku, for that Gohan, and it makes them a really powerful, potent, free-to-play combination. So yeah, between the two of them they actually do a lot of work. You can see here Goku is doing a lot of damage, and I think that's really solid. You can see there he's really dishing out some good attack stats, and his defense is really good afterwards. So Goku's a nice addition to this. It's always cool when free-to-play units can do some of the hardest content in the game, especially Goku. I mean, it's not like he's being absolutely catered to here. He's not getting his full link set active or anything like that. He's just running on a very normal ESBR SBR quality team. So Goku's doing a really good job, and his support part of his passive makes him kind of good in any situation. Like, you can run him as a floater and that's honestly more than fine. Running him as a floater is a perfectly acceptable method of running him on this team, because it enables you to, you know, have him like function in a support type of method. And in that third slot, he can obviously activate his full passive as well, giving him his full defensive suite. So realistically, Goku's like got a couple options where he can run on these teams. Like, he's not just defined as being only the main slot units or anything like that. He's not like a unit that has to absolutely be in X slot to be beneficial to your team. You can run this LR Goku as literally a very, very solid support type unit. Almost similar to the LR Great Saiyaman units. Like, they don't have to be main slot units to really see their full benefit. And it's very similar for this Goku. Like, you can run him in multiple ways, in multiple positions, in multiple different teams, and he'll be a super solid unit. His selection, his link set will be a little bit wonky, but he should manage to get his 12 key without too many issues. And as long as you get his super, you are activating the majority of his defense. So for the most part, you shouldn't really have that many issues. Like, you shouldn't see him be a defensive liability at any given point. So yeah, for me, I really am happy with how this Goku performs. I think it's really, really good. And overall, I'm really like happy with how he's done and how he's performing and the way in which he performs and just everything that he's doing, I think is really, really good. So I think overall he's a good addition to the teams, and the fact that he's got that flexibility in his positioning is really, really solid and just helps overall. The only thing he's missing is a like utility upon his super attack. He's really only a damage dealer and solid defensively with his support passive. He doesn't provide like attack lowering or stunning or anything like that. But at the same time, I don't think it's absolutely necessary. I honestly think Goku is more than fine as is. I think he brings the perfect amount of good offensive performance for the weighting of his defense and the other portions of his passive. So for me, I'm very happy with where Goku's leading us. I think he's a fantastic tutorial reward, and I don't think there's actually anything that wrong with him. I think he's really, really good, and I'm really happy that he is this kind of like high-powered, good tutorial LR that the new players are getting. I think it's a great introduction to the game, and the fact that he can handle in-game content means that players can enjoy getting a unit that they can take and utilize for most of the game, which makes them very valuable and also provides them with a good power gauge and a method of understanding where they kind of lie as a team and as they function. So for me, I'm really impressed. He's doing quite well here. Obviously, you do have to have an item active at certain times. Like, it's not just something you can just not do. You can't just not activate items or do things or have issues. And so you do need to understand that, yeah, there are limitations. It's not like he's a summonable LR or anything. It's not like he's on that level where like rainbow summonable LRs will just kind of shirk these stages off and just absolutely obliterate them. But he is really, really good. So yeah, I think it's a fair weighting for a free-to-play LR. He's in the very close levels to the, you know, Easy Aid ESBR Gohan, which I think is honestly a really good place for a tutorial-based LR to be, especially considering he can still definitely pick up. Like, they might bring an Easy A out for him in future. They might do a whole bunch of work on him in future. So you can't really say that, you know, you want him to be a certain way or that you can't see his growth in the future. They've left his LR Easy A open, which I think is a good option for them. It gives them the ability to, you know, kind of improve him down the line. They don't have to, you know, leave him as is, or they don't have to give him an LR ZA now, where maybe he'll be outdated fairly soon. So yeah, I think overall it's really good work by them, and I think they're doing a really good job with this unit. And yeah, I mean, using his active skill, it's super useful. You can see it's going to do some really big damage. It's going to increase his defense, eliminates an enemy, so even his active skill is quite useful, and actually does a really good amount of work. So I'm very impressed. I have no problems with this LR at all, and I just think overall he's doing a really good job. And yeah, I think if you don't have him yet, you can look forward to having a unit that can run the absolute hardest content in the game and can just do so much good work across the board. So yeah, but I think that is going to be it from me. I don't really think we need to see any more from Goku. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions and what you guys think down below. Leave a comment or a like on the video, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one. But until then, take care, stay safe, and bye.